Alright, I'm back. Rwby, Volume 3, 4, and 5, Reaction / Review. Your boy D-Hop is back. Now, last reaction I did Volume 1 to 2. Although Volumes 1, 2, and 3 were together, as far as the Japanese audio, right? And I also watched it in dub too, but Volume 1 to 3 actually are supposed to be together as the beginning, okay? Besides that point, right, I decided to just go ahead and do the reaction review of Volume 1 and 2. If you noticed last time when I did my review, I looked very, like something was bothering me. I was having back pains, okay? I was having lower back pains, so that's why I probably sounded the way I did. And my eyes looked the way it looked like. If you saw the last video, see mine. But I'm back, feeling better, and I'm here to do 3, 4, and 5 reaction. So I actually saw all the volumes, including the episode that just recently appeared today. And personally, I do like it, but I gotta do my review, and I'll tell you how I felt. But let me do the review first. So, Volume 3 went to the tournament. Now, the tournament, I was not expecting for it to be get this anticlimactic. So we see a lot more emotional scenes, a lot more action, right? A lot more engaging within the fights. Even though the quality of the fights dropped, okay, and I had seen that because to me, I know what I'm saying, action is action. As long as you're just doing crazy crap, to me it's all the same thing. But as far as the creativity of the fight choreography, it did really drop. But at the end, it kind of picked back up. But I was reading a lot of the comment section, and they were saying it's not the same without the original director. Okay. And I after rewatching Volume 1 and 2, and watching Volume 3, and on the rest of the series, I see why. You see the difference. You can feel it, right? And you also see it. It was a lot more thought provoking, a lot more originality within the fights. It was a lot cooler, and a lot more. It was different. However, the fights did resurrect themselves, but usually only in the final battles. I wouldn't know why they wouldn't, try to pick up his style. But that's how it usually is, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have someone who's a part of a project, and then it was cool. They made a project so cool, so different than most things, right? Especially when you're doing these mainstream industries, okay? Even as independent. When they go away with it by any means, it's not gonna be the same. For instance, the Boondocks, alright? Let's pull that out of nowhere. When Rwby left, when he left the Boondocks, whoo! Wow. Wow, when he left the Boondocks. When Rwby left the Boondocks, anybody who saw the Boondocks before and watched all 4 seasons would know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not going to talk about it. That's all I need to say. When he left the Boondocks, okay, he left it. So that's what usually happens, people. That's what usually happens, and there's a lot of fear for Hunter x Hunter, the manga Hunter x Hunter, when the original author will leave, aka the original author Togashi, when he leaves Hunter x Hunter, by whichever means, there's a lot of fear for that too. That it's not gonna be the same. But that's how it usually is. And usually good stuff don't last long. You know what I'm saying? Because the demands of the audience is what matters, even though they usually don't match the demands of the audience. It is how things usually works. Okay, it's usually how reality usually or supposedly supposed to work. So people who are huge fans of those fighting scenes, I'm sorry, that's the way life is. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're doing business, and especially when you're doing business and entertainment. But all in all, I still personally like the show, but I gotta talk about it. All right. So the tournament. We get into the tournament scenes. All right. And it starts all very exciting, engaging, and crazy action. And I guess they did that just to, that's even though, what I'm saying, that's a good thing that the show is not boring. No one episode is ever boring. Even the episodes that are boring still isn't really boring. Like, this show keeps you engaging. You wonder what that is. It's a round blast. From a window shield. I have no reason why I have this, but this show is never boring. It keeps you engaged. They know how to do that. Like, it's good with allowing the audience to continuously flow with the story. So the first fight, Yang, I feel absolutely sorry for these 4 people, these 4 dudes. They got their backs cracked in half. They got their backs cracked in half by Yang. Wow. Like, God, I mean, did she really have to punch them like that? Like, she went behind these dudes and punched them, and their backs just went like, this is the backs, and their backs just went like, and it just flew. I'm like, whoo, that was kind of violent, but it is a fighting show. Besides that, that was crazy. And then the next fight, not the next fight, but another fight that Yang had to go against with these. I think it was Yang again. Was he? Or was it not? I think Yang had to fight these people too. I remember, but it was the jazz dude. You know what I'm saying? The African American jazz dude with the horn, the trumpet, and this girl with nunchucks. Now, the jazz dude, his semblance was kind of legit. It wasn't that bad. I mean, obvious, generic, having, the jazz sounds with the sonic booms. But, the nunchuck girl, her power was kind of like randomly put together, like sloppy. Okay, nunchucks that hit you, anything that hits, it freezes. I mean, not saying that the power wasn't absolutely useless. I mean, it did freeze Yang's legs, but I just thought, like, it was like, okay. I mean, when I first saw it, I was just like, all right, this is the powers, all this stuff's happening. But I think that's probably also why the animators and the directors of the show made the battles of the tournament so fast. You know what I'm saying? So they're so hyped and it's, they're so energetic, so they can distract the audience from seeing, those sloppy put-togethers. But that's what I noticed. Besides that, we also get introduced within Volume 3 2 new characters, Crow and Wise's older sister, the General from Atlas. Now, both of these characters are apparently experienced with their fields and they're very powerful. But I think Crow is a lot more powerful than Wise's older sister. When they clash in battle, Crow wasn't really trying. It looked like Wise's sister was trying. And I'm pretty sure when they meet up again, she's going to claim that she wasn't trying either. But nah, you was trying to kill Crow, and Crow was not trying. He was just dodging those swords like Michael Jackson. It meant nothing to him. He had hockey. He had the hockey eye. He saw everything that was going to happen. He didn't even have the hockey eye. He just did that because he's Crow. So why is his older sister? I mean, she's pretty powerful too. I'm pretty sure we haven't seen what she's capable of yet. Kind of remind me of like the Estef type. That's what. I had like some type of feeling. I had some type of feeling about Weiss's older sister. Estef. That's what she reminded of. Probably inspired by, but. And a lot of people in the comment section for Volume 3, they were saying that it kind of reminded of Akami got killed. They could have been thinking of that. They could have been thinking of that. But, continuing on. So, Crow. When you meet Crow, automatically you can probably start assuming a lot of things and deducting a lot of things from his character type. So, he's kind of like the Kakashi, Jiraiya / Cloud, I don't know, of the show. Okay? Like, he has, he's always alone, going on side missions. He drinks. But also, he knows a lot about the world. You know what I'm saying? He knows a lot about the world of Rwby. Okay. And later on, that's revealed at the end of Volume 3. Why is his older sister? How much does she know? I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure that she also knows a lot about the world also. So with that said, as we go through Volume 3 of the tournament, 2 fights occurred that kind of caused, the final anticlimactic ending. Yang's fight and Para's fight. So Yang fought the gray-haired dude who's under Cinder's group, who's under Salem. So far, the known main villain of the show, or the known main antagonist, she fought him. And after Yang won the fight, the gray-haired dude attacked her after the fight was done, which is against the rules. Yang hit him. However, when the cameras came up, it's like Yang punched her for no reason, and this whole thing switched on Yang, like she punched her for no reason, that she was this violent, crazy, blonde, angry girl. So at this point in time, the whole world doesn't believe her. She's counting on her friends to believe her. Blake says she kind of didn't believe her, but did a little bit. Okay, so Yang's crying. Ruby's group gets disqualified. Okay, after Ruby's group gets disqualified, all right, we have another fight: Para versus Perry. Peon. I think that's her name. Peon. Okay, Para versus Peon. Para kills Peon. She slices her in half. The robot girl is gone. And then the screens come up. Cinder does this whole speech to inspire the crowd against Beacon and the hunters and the people. Basically, she inspires the crowd against their government. Okay, against Osmond particularly. And Grim attacks, and it's this whole basically long stress battle that I was not expecting. I didn't know it was going to get this intense, right? So, simultaneously, while this was going on, Osmond and Crow revealed something to Para. They revealed that it's something deep going on with the world. And particularly, it's these maidens, right? They hold the 4 powers that allows... These maidens are supposedly holding the 4 powers that allows humanity to grow and evolve, okay? And it's 4 maidens, and we know who they are because they're named by seasons: fall, spring, summer, and winter, right? So the Falls Maiden is under Beacon Academy, the actual school that the Rwby, Weiss, Blake, and Yang are going to. Fall means fall under Beacon Academy. Okay? They want Para, right? Or they're choosing Para to begin the next fall. However, they explain everything to her. They break it down, right? So Fall is still alive, but she's buried alive. So in order to do that, they had to connect Para and Fall together. So Para can take the power without becoming the actual Fall Maiden. Para accepts this choice, even a young huntress, but she believes that this is her absolute purpose. She believes that this is what she's born to do. This choice eventually leads to her absolute downfall. literally, not even a downfall, but more I also say incineration. Her absolute incineration, right? Yes, this leads to Pyrrha's absolute incineration. So, why does it lead to her incineration? Because Pyrrha, believing that after she took the responsibility of deterring the Falmian's power, she believes that it was her responsibility, to protect Beacon. So at the end of Volume 3, she goes up and faces Cinder. Okay? She fights Cinder, but Cinder's way too powerful. And Cinder takes her Falmian power and ruthlessly just freaking ashed her. Like straight up ashed. Not even, it was no tray. No tray. She just ashed her to death. And Pierce was done. Now, there was a striking emotional scene, but I was not struck emotionally because I done seen way worse deaths in anime, movies, you know what I'm saying, even comics. But it was the way that it happened. It was like I wasn't really expecting it. I was expecting Perry to get hurt, but I didn't really react to it. I just like, well, you ain't got to worry about her anymore. That's basically how I reacted to it. Rwby was there. She reacted to it. Alright, Rwby reacted to it. And she grew white wings from her eyes. What the heck? White wings from her eyes. And I don't know how, but for some reason it hurt Cinder. Now that's something that's important within the show. Okay? That's something that's very important within the show. Because later on we find out the source of Ruby's power. A little bit about this. Yeah, we found out the source, and there's a question why her Cinder. Now, when I first saw it, I never actually understood why it did hurt Cinder. Cause I was, I was going with the flow. Okay, this light coming in her eyes. Apparently, it's some type of power we don't understand yet, and it messed Cinder up. Okay. And later on, we find out that the powers, it's directed towards Grimm, right? And it destroys Grimm directly, but it hurts Cinder, and so that's the whole mystery behind that. Because why did it hurt Cinder? I think because Cinder is actually part Grimm, which is why her left arm is black, and that's why she can steal the power from the maidens. Okay, and I think that was kind of a little bit. It was kind of a little bit unveiled. Raven kind of unveiled that a little bit when she fought her, because I think it was Volume 5. At the end of Volume 5, Raven fought Cinder, and she revealed. Okay, because Raven called Cinder a monster, and the camera zoomed in on her arm, and Raven responded, "You're not so different." So I'm guessing that her arm is part Grimm. Or it maybe the reverse. That'll be kind of like common for her to be the absolute reverse to Rwby. Even though I wouldn't be necessarily surprised for that. But there we go. Back to Volume 3. So Perry's dead. This hurts the whole team, the whole crew, the whole teenage crew or young adult crew, particularly John. You know what I'm saying? John, Perry gave John a kiss. You know what I'm saying? Before she died, because she told John. She didn't tell John, but she was trying to get John's advice on it, and he was the only one that she asked. So she really did trust and love John, and John be a young man, young adult, male took this to heart. It was just really probably it was probably his first love, and that hurt his character a lot. And then it's going to stick to him, even though recently, he's probably starting to get over it, but he hasn't really gotten over it yet. But as a result, Perry's death will end up being a driving force for John to get stronger, to not let that happen again. You know what I'm saying? Growing pains. And for a huntress, growing pains is different. Even though it's the same, it's just a lot more intense. Right? Usually a lot of people's girlfriends, don't get incinerated by magical heat, but it is what it is. Okay, so volume 3, Beacon is absolutely destroyed. Move on to volume 4. Cinder gets the power, however, she loses her eye from Rwby, right? She loses her eye from Rwby. Okay. She gets the power. She loses her eye from Rwby. But it's hard for her to control her ability. Right? She's barely can speak. Just her scorpion, I guess you can call him comrade, is laughing at her. However, Salem, who's revealed, the main antagonist revealed, Salem, who's ugly, but later on, but even though Salem's ugly, later on in the story, she didn't look too bad of a character. Even when she turned to a witch at her younger years, she still wouldn't look bad until she got those lines in her face and stuff. But Salem, the monstrous witch, she's like, alright, you got these newfound powers, but apparently it's hard for you to handle it. You be on my side. Later on, Cinder fails again. When you get to volume 5. So, you know what? I might even do a part 2 to this, because this went from volume 3, 4, and 5, a lot really did go down. So, going to volume 4, Beacon fell. Everybody goes home. Weiss is going home. And you find out that her brother is not just conspiring against her, but he doesn't like Weiss or her older sister. They're their older sister. And eventually, Weiss loses the family inheritance, and he takes over. She's trapped in her room. Alright? Rwby goes home, resting. She leaves. Okay? Yang loses her arm because during the attack of Beacon, the White Fang group, okay, which is the revolutionary group made out of Faunus people, the original group made out of the Faunus people, okay, that group attacked Beacon also, because they was working with, Salem's people, criminals. Okay. Yang lost her arm, half her arm. She got a new one, so she was stuck at home for a little bit. She was trained with her father a little bit. They had a little, father and daughter's argument about her growing up, saying that she's a dope now. Her father says she isn't. Now, is she really a dope? She been through a lot. But that was just the beginning. It was just the beginning, because you're going to go through a lot more. Right? So, understand, even though this show might be probably TV mature, maybe, or TV 14, around those ratings, it's for teenagers, particularly young adults, young high school people, because it's supposed to relate to them. The whole growing up thing, because you go through a lot, you ready for the real world. Her father was telling her no. We see a lot about their father and daughter relationship. According to Yang's father, she inherited a lot of character traits from her mother, but not all of them, as we see later on. But throughout the series, I noticed that there's a divide between the adults, which is the previous generation of hunters and huntresses, and the children. So basically, these kids, they're a lot more sensitive and lighter, but they're stronger eternally. And a lot of the adults, they're more weaker because the things that they went through because of Salem overall, but just the world being engaged in war. Okay? But yet, even though these kids are a lot more sensitive, they're stronger because they're not afraid of the realities of physicality. Okay? They're not afraid of those realities, right? The limitations and barriers, and they will purge through them. That's what I see between the generations. The parents, the uncles, the adults, they do everything in their power to, to protect their kids, protect the youngins. But sometimes you may have to let them go if you actually want everybody to live, because they're the one you're going to depend on. Okay, so I see that a lot of that demographic here. This is just the same thing throughout a lot of these type of animes. And this is repeated throughout the story so far. And actually near that villain in around 6, one adult, which is Crow, begins trusting them. And another reason why there's a separation or divide between the younger generation of Hunter and Huntresses, and also the older generation of Hunters and Huntresses, is particularly because the lies and the deception, and the trust. That's what it is. About the trust. Osmond dies, right? And later on, we find out that Osmond is actually just reincarnated warrior soul who's destined to fight Salem for hundreds of years. But then we also find out that Salem can die. We go to Haven, right? And in the final 5, Raven, Yang's and Rwby's mom, and Cinder fight. Now that fight was awesome. That was just, they took a whole bunch of stuff from other shows and put it together, and that shit was just crazy. Right? It was cool. Right? Fight was awesome. I like how it was awesome how Yang got mad when Cinder thought that Yang's assistant was Supreme Maiden. She killed her. Cinder killed her, and Raven revealed, no, she's not the Supreme Maiden. I am. I thought that was cool, and she had the blue fire coming out. The red, I think it was red fire. Was it blue fire? I think it was red fire. And she kept switching her sword, switching different colors. Yeah, that was a cool fight. And Cinder finally got defeated. Even though she got defeated multiple times, but I don't really count Rwby's light shit. This shit, no. Raven even though Raven, that was an equal fight, because both Cinder and Raven had the mating powers, and Raven won. She won. Cinder is weak, which is I found disappointing. I found Cinder's character disappointing. She was cool, had a whole cool, evil, sexy mistress, villainous, theme to her in the beginning, until she got fucked up by Rwby's light. Why? Why, Cinder? Why you keep losing? Why do you keep losing to these people? Come on now, I want you to win. Alright, you were successful destroying Para. Para was weak. Alright? Rwby's also weak. But she be cheating. So I would count that as a minus for the story. Like, why would you repeat the whole Rwby's light crap? I want to see Rwby lose or something. I want to see Cinder get her revenge. Right? I want to see her get revenge. That's what I'm looking for. So honestly, I'm actually on the villain side. Even though they were successful in destroying Beacon, but they wasn't. Actually, they did get what they wanted. Now I'm thinking, if you would put that on a scale of win and loss of villain and heroes, that might be. I can. Would that necessarily? Would that necessarily be equal or around equal as far as the win and losses? Not necessarily the numbers, but the quality behind the numbers. If you feel what I'm saying, if you know what I'm saying, if you get what I'm saying, the win and losses. They destroyed Beacon, got the 12 million's power.